Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Castle Perfect, bringing you another video of the second coming of the 7-star Mightiest Mark Torterra in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. For those of you who proactively played the game last weekend, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, it is very important that you keep in mind that this Pokemon is gonna be here for this weekend for the last time. And in this video, I just want to go over 4 different builds that are super effective to take down this Pokemon with. Starting off with Serperior, which is one Pokemon that we all have access to because it was also part of the 7-star Raid the Mightiest Mark event Pokemon. As we have gone through like basically every single started of almost every single generation so far. And the strategy around Serperior is actually quite straightforward. This Pokemon has Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, Protect. Only 3 moves, and it starts off the battle by just spamming Leaf Storm about 3 times until we get to +6. Then we just pause right here until before we terrestrialize, because this is where Torterra does his automated nullified stat changes on the opposite side move. And after he does that, what we want to do is we want to terrestrialize and use Protect. Now, the reason why we're doing that is because on the turn that your stats are nullified, it doesn't only nullify your stat changes, but it also nullifies the ability effect that you have. So it basically makes you super vulnerable. So what you want to do there is just Protect. After you terrestrialize, you just go back to the Leaf Storm spamming. It's actually a very straightforward strategy. One that doesn't really require any thinking. But it is important to keep in mind that Giga Drain is there also for a reason. There may be situations where Torterra decides to, you know, kind of critical hit you. It can happen, you know, in sequence where you maybe get hit twice and then it takes you out. Or it may bring you down to a very low amount of HP where you need to use Giga Drain as I used there. I just went back to the Leaf Storm because Leaf Storm has a way higher base power than Giga Drain does. So for that reason, I do wanted to, you know, continue Leaf Storming away. Now, one of the things that is important to keep in mind when you are using Serperior in this case, it is that Leaf Storm can miss. Leaf Storm has a 90 accuracy in versus the 100 accuracy of Giga Drain. So at this point, when I was near the end, exactly at this point, I decided to go for the Giga Drain instead of the Leaf Storm, just to make sure that, you know, RNG doesn't mess me up here and allows me to kind of miss, which would totally suck, as Torterra would probably take me out, and it would definitely mean the end for me right there. So just didn't really want to take that risk. And so this is where I decided to capture my Torterra for the first time with a Dusk Ball. Main reason being is that the Dusk Ball has black and green colors, and so does Torterra. So here are the item drops where you get the TM149, a bunch of EXP candies, some ability patch, and you know, the TM149 is one that you only get once, and it is the Earthquake TM. Moving on to the next set here, we have Orthworm, which is my absolute favorite build. Level 100, Fighting type, Tera type, and Protect, Body Press, Iron Defense, Mudslap with Earth Eater as its ability. 252 in defense, 252 in HP, and you know, let me just tell you something about this Pokemon. It's genuinely the best counter for Torterra for one specific reason. It's its ability. So what Earth Eater does is it actually, you know, instead of you taking damage for ground type moves, it actually heals you. So basically, it's like the biggest middle finger to Torterra, and it's the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. So we are gonna start off the battle again, and so the strategy here is basically you just want to spam Mudslap 3 times at the very beginning, because at this point you are not gonna take any damage from Earthquake nor Earth Power, as you can clearly see. It actually restores our HP. So the AI learns a little bit about that, and then it only starts doing Smackdown over and over again. But the problem with Smackdown here is that it barely tickles. And just like the previous battle where we use Serperior, you do not want to proceed here. You just need to wait. Just wait here a little bit, because if you start setting up, which we need to do at some point with Iron Defense, that has to be after he nullifies my stat changes, because if I start earlier with that, then it just kind of beats the purpose there. So I'm going to terrestrialize, and once more, I am going to go for the Protect, because like I told you guys before, the moment the opposition nullified our stat changes, it doesn't necessarily mean that only our stats have been nullified, but it also nullified our ability. So one Earthquake, by some miracle, would effectively do a lot of damage. So now that we are terrestrialized, we're going to set up with the Iron Defense 3 times in a row, because what that does, it increases Body Press's base power to the max. The held item of this Pokemon is not Shell Bell, because as you can clearly see, we do have recovery in a way that you wouldn't expect. If somehow Torterra decides to use Earthquake or Earth Power, that's a recovery right there. But Body Press is going to be spammed from this point on until the very end. And that is the reason why I have Metronome on Earthworm, because what Metronome does, it increases the base power of the move that you basically spam. So if you use a move, in consecutive turns, then that move is going to become more and more powerful as you use it more and more and more. So for that reason, I decided to go for the Metronome instead of, for example, the Shell Bell, because that's absolutely not necessary in these situations. You can clearly see, I mean, I'm at half health, and I'm not even worried, because I am getting increasingly more powerful. I just broke down the shield, and everything is looking absolutely fantastic. And I just love Earthworm for being such a great worm here. It just shat on Torterra regardless of how you look at it. I mean, oh my god, it just critical hit everyone right there with the Earthquake, but instead it healed me. And now he goes back to the Smackdown. And yeah, just gonna Body Press one more time. And that's basically going to be the game with Orthworm. So if you want to choose the most effective one out of the 4, Earthworm is the one that never loses. It is not the fastest one, absolutely not, but it is the one that never loses. So if you want to be 100% secure of your picks, then I would say go for Earthworm. Now, the third pick right here is none other than Haunter. And Haunter is like the funniest build here, besides Earthworm, because it's not even in its final stage. But what this Haunter has that none of the Pokemon have is the Eviolite health item. So what the Eviolite does, it increases the defense stats by 50%, and it does the same for the special defense. So the whole strategy behind Haunter, as you guys may have noticed on the internet, is that it has Levitate, right? So Earthquake and Earth Power do not affect us, but the Smackdown does drop us down to the ground. So effectively, we become affected by an Earthquake or an Earth Power. But somehow, some way, the AI does not register that. So instead, what we do is we start off the battle with Clear Smog, so we reset all the stat changes. Then we're just gonna go for Acid Spray and Giga Drain whenever necessary. Now, the main premise of this build is to first clear out all the stat changes the moment that they are set up. Use Acid Spray to lower its special defense, and use Giga Drain to recover your HP whenever that is necessary. Now, the beautiful thing about Acid Spray and Giga Drain combination in this situation is that Acid Spray also builds energy, so when you use that, you are effectively building your terrestrialization. The moment you terrestrialize is the moment you should no longer be afraid of anything, because Torterra, it just continues to smack us down and use Wood Hammer, and all those moves are not very effective. So right here, he's gonna go for the Shell Smash once more, increasing attack, special attack, and speed, and dropping special defense and defense. And we're just not going to be handling that, so we're just going to clear Smog. Obviously, we moved last in the last turn, but now we're gonna move first because, again, the increased speed stats that Torterra just gained was reset back to 0 by the clear Smog. So we are really hanging on by a thread, and you did see there that I got hit with a Wood Hammer, and it was a critical hit, and I still lived. So Viva la vida loca. And we love Eviolite for that reason. So Giga Drain is super effective. Our Tera typing is Grass, meaning that it is a stab move and it's recovering our HP. So once you've reached this level, we get another crit, which is an absolutely amazing display of resistance from Hunter. We're going to continue to go for the Giga Drain here, and we keep hanging on with around 10 to 12 HP, and it's insane to look at this in this manner. But you know, Hunter is a great Pokemon to play around with. You do weave some nasty blood here and there whenever you can, because you may very well run out of Giga Drains if you do not set up with the nasty blood. So again, it's just a very fun build to try if you feel like you want to try something special, something that is out of the ordinary. Trying out this build definitely is going to give you a little sense of fulfillment where other builds may not, because they are just way too straightforward. Again, the whole strategy is Hunter with its Tera typing, Grass, Clear Smog, Nasty Blood, Acid Spray, and Giga Drain. Tera type into Grass, give it the Eviolite, 252 in defense, 252 in HP, and just go to town. Pound Town on Torterra. It really works, and it's an amazing display of resilience, I must admit. So yeah, you should definitely try this one out if you're feeling like you want to try something that not a lot of people are trying, but has been proven to be very effective against Torterra. Although we kind of almost ran out of time there, but we did win the battle, which is absolutely fantastic. Now we're gonna move on to the very last battle, and it seems like we're always getting like Herba Mystica battling Torterra, which is absolutely amazing. Now Arboliva is a Pokemon that is quite specifically good for this raid. It's kind of weird when I think about it, but it does work wonders. Now obviously Arboliva, so I didn't show you the stats, but this Pokemon needs 252 in defense, 252 in HP, right? And all the stats will be in the description of this video, by the way, if you're like wondering, hey, you didn't show the stats, but don't worry, they're all in the description. So what is the premise of this one then? Well, it has 252 in defense and 252 in HP, ensuring that we survive all the offensive attacks that Torterra has. As you know, Torterra starts with the Shell Smash, meaning that Earthquake hits pretty hard. We're gonna start off the battle by using Charm, by dropping its defense or its attack stats by 2 stages and having it, you know, just being neutral, which is great. Then we're just going to proceed and use Giga Drain, because we need to stay healthy. You need to watch your HP here. Whenever you feel like, okay, it's about time that I set up the Sun, which is around turn 3 or turn 4, I personally hit Torterra 2 times with Giga Drain to ensure that the next time that I hit it, I can actually terrestrialize. That has proven for me, in any case, to be the best way to go forward. All right? So after you set up the Sun, which, by the way, is going to allow you to get a +2 special attack, and in the Sun by Growth, because Growth has an additional effect whenever the Sun is up. So that's great. Whenever that happens, that's when you do use Growth. You do not use Growth unless the Sun is up, because that's just not effective at all. So once Torterra sets up the, you know, its shield once more, you can actually do a lot of damage now that you are at +2. And you can take this opportunity to basically, you know, do damage and become healthy again. Now, if there is any opportunity where you are at full health and you feel like, okay, at this range, I can definitely survive 2 more offensive attacks, then by all means, just go for that. But if you feel, nah, I don't want to risk it, then this is the point where you basically spam Giga Drain until infinity. So once more, it's another very straightforward build where you just debuff Torterra at the very beginning with Charm. Then you go for 2 times Giga Drain just to build up the energy and also stay healthy. Then you set up the Sun, and then you maybe go for another Giga Drain or Growth depending on your HP level. But you do wait once more until your stats are nullified. That's the most important thing before you set up. And by setting up with Arboliva, you need to do that when the Sun is up so that you get a +2 special attack. And after that, it's just basically history. You spam Giga Drain until infinity, and then you probably win the battle. So, guys, thank you so very much once more for watching my video. There is even more coming soon. I hope you have a great weekend and that you have a lot of successes beating Torterra with these 4 effective builds that I just showcased. And if there are any questions, use the comment section down there and just ask away. And also just do let me know what other Pokemon you use to take down Torterra that was not shown in this video. My name is Perfect. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon again. Take care.